Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is a paid request for Jonathan Lindsey. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requests in any type of videos, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, movie reviews, re-reviews, tier lists, rankings, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it. I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And for those who sent them, thank you. I do appreciate it. And this is for an episode of Batman, the animated series, called Torch Song. Now, it's been a while since I watched the Batman episode, but man, watching this reminded me just how good the show was. Because you just see the animation style, you just see the amount of work they went into, where they really made Gotham look like this atmospheric city that's not the real world, because it is fantasy world, but at the same time has just such a good look with the lighting and the shadows, and one of the many reasons why people hold this show up to a high regard, as it should be. Plus, it's always nice to hear Kevin Conroy, may he rest in peace, who did such a fantastic job as Batman, aka Bruce Wayne. And this one is the introduction of the character Firefly. Now, Firefly, the only way I knew about him was in some of the video games. I think he's referenced in Arkham Asylum, but I want to say it's Arkham Knight that you fight him. Because I think there's there's buildings on fire, and then, or was it Arkham City? I can't remember. One of them, I can't remember. One of them you fight Firefly. You gotta chase him, and then you grab him, and then you gotta bring him down to the ground a couple times. The idea is that he keeps getting away. You gotta go to all the places on fire, and then if you do enough, then you put him into lockup. I want to say it's Arkham Knight. Anyway. And then, of course, when they were doing that Batwoman movie, Brendan Fraser was going to play Firefly. And that would have been interesting. I mean, the movie would have sucked. I do believe that. But to see Brendan Fraser as a villain, like Firefly, I would have really liked to have seen what that would have been. I think that would have been at least one of the good things about the film. I really do. So it's a shame you couldn't do that. Hell, if they ever did another fucking Batman with Robert Pattinson, you could have put Brendan Fraser in that movie as Firefly. As a guy who was a pyromaniac and all that stuff. But that's just me. But anyway, the idea is that the guy who's Firefly, he's in the pyrotechnics. He's working with this girl who's a pop star named Cassidy. But she's dumped him, and she wants him to leave her alone. He's pushy about it. So he gets pissed off. Eventually she fires him, and then he doesn't leave. There's a show going on. Bruce Wayne and his date are in the crowd. Also, Commissioner Gordon's daughter, who is Batgirl, she's there as well. The pyro guy puts too much pyro. Things go awry. Batgirl comes in and saves. Hey, I'm a big fan, she says. Bruce Wayne commends her for being there and helping out. So it was kind of nice to have an inciting incident, and Batman is the one to save it. It's kind of nice to see him watch someone else do the saving. Just made things a little bit different, made things a little bit more unique, change it up a bit. And then the cops try to find this guy, which actually his name is Garfield. And the actor, making sure, is Mark Wolston, who plays the villain. Mark Wolston was Drake in this film, Aliens. Drake, we are leaving. He doesn't listen. Some shots, acid on the face. Sadly dies from that. Which is funny because Drake like doesn't have a lot of lines and he doesn't have a whole lot of screen time, but yet, yeah, some of us remember a character like Drake. He was also in the first Rush Hour film. He's popped up in other films as well. But I thought that was cool that Mark Rolston got to voice that character. I thought that was a nice choice because I liked him as an actor. The cops find out how much Garfield is obsessed because he has all these pictures of this pop star. And then the girls worked at another place, a nightclub, and there's Firefly. I like his outfit. I love the outfit with the armor. You got the wings so he can get away from the flames, and he's got that flamethrower. A supervillain with a flamethrower I always thought was a neat idea, just because of how much chaos you could cause because of the flamethrower. Because, yes, guns and stuff are typical, yeah, but with the flamethrower, just, again, it's not something you get to see every day, which is ironic because I watched that ballerina movie. That was like the one thing I liked was the flamethrower duel stuff. I wish that was in an actual John Wick movie, but that's just me. With John Wick doing that, but again, that's just me. But I always liked that setup of Firefly. That's always what intrigued me about the character when I would hear and see bits of him in the games. And I think I might have seen other episodes with him in it, but this is first time seeing his introduction here. But there's a lot of stuff throughout the years. Hard to remember them all in my brain. But I like the design of Firefly. I like the idea that he used to be in pyrotechnics. I like the animation when he sees Cassidy and she sees her. We see the reflection of her on the bad guy's eyes. Like the things. The eye holes, how you want to put it, the cylinder that covers the guy's eyes. I like that we see the girl's reflection on them. I think that's a nice detail to put in there. There's a nice bit of flavor there. Batman comes in to help. This might seem dumb to say, but I like that Batman can punch people. Because not all cartoons got to do this. I've talked about this before, but like the 90s Spider-Man cartoon, I love that cartoon, but one of the issues I have is Spider-Man can't ever punch anyone because for some stupid reason the ratings, whatever you call the MPAA of TV, they would not let Spider-Man punch. They let Batman punch because something about it be more of like fantasy or something, but I'm like, what's more fantastic? A guy wearing a suit that could punch people, or a guy with spider powers? And the Sandman, and well, whatever. They just like MPAA didn't make sense in movies. The censors on TV didn't make it damn lick of sense either. But here's like Batman just says when he can punch the shit out of people. Firefly tries to get away. Batman grabs onto him, but Firefly has like a flame lightsaber and is able to cut Batman's line. There's a bit where Batman and Batgirl, they try to find him. They get to his building. Batgirl hits it. Batman knows something's up. He's like, stop. It's too late. There's a trap. To that meme, it's a trap, And the whole thing explodes, and there's fire everywhere. I thought the way they did animation of the fire was fairly well. It's hard to do that with animation without looking a bit clunky. I thought they did a very valiant job. And, different type of element for Batman to deal with. In this way, using explosives, which is a thing that is done, to use explosives to stop fires. Because the idea is that the concussion and wind will blow out a bit of the fire, at least enough for firefighters to go in and take care of the rest. So Batgirl's hurt, but Batman gets her to safety. He tries to go after. I do like Alfred stop him going, sir, are you sure you want to take that, pretty much saying, you sure you want to wear that outfit? Just lo and behold, there's a fireproof outfit, which I like the look of the fireproof outfit. I thought it looked pretty badass. I thought it looked pretty neat. Let's see if I can get a picture of it. Batman's outfit from the Torch Song episode of Batman. So I just basically easier to do it. Here we go. I thought that's a pretty badass suit. Simple but effective. I like how sleek the black is. Thought that was very cool. How sleek that black is. Yeah, I thought that was really neat. Part of me kind of wish Batman. He used something that I guess was like a ice freeze thing, but I kind of wish he used it more. Or that he turned the tables and he had flamethrower stuff to use. Like, since you like fire so much, here's some for you. Or, you know what they say about the, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. Like some kind of phrase like that. And like Batman uses his own flamethrower stuff onto Firefly. Like, you like flamethrower. Or again, like, maybe having like Mr. Freeze's gun. Maybe he has like a version of Mr. Freeze's gun. He uses something for a little bit, but not too much. So that would be nice to have like a standoff of ice versus fire. He uses flames. Batman uses it to freeze and put the fire out. Go back and forth, back and forth. But sadly, that's not the case. But you know, Batman's still able to maneuver, beat his ass, some good punches to the face. At one point he's caught, escapes. Eventually the fire goes crazy. Batman saves the girl. All this chaos and the building exploding and burning up. Some of it falls on Firefly, and that's how he's able to get caught. Hey, it's not a bad day when you get to see Batman beat the shit out of someone. You know, you can't go wrong with that. I also like the idea because it gave a bit of a sinister edge to the end of the episode, where you know the bad guy's in jail, and actually, her agent is David Paymer. So I knew that voice sounded familiar. I'm like, oh shit, it is David Paymer. And you may be like, well, who the hell is David Paymer? I've seen him in a lot of stuff. He was in this film I grew up with called City Slickers. He's one of the two guys that are into the ice cream business. But he was in a lot of stuff. He was... I forgot he was in Howard the Duck. Ira Shalowitz in City Slickers. But yeah, he was in... I forgot he was in No Holds Barred with Hulk Hogan. But he co-starred in that film Carpool with Tom Arnold. He was the coach in The Sixth Man. He was in Amistad. He was in Mighty Joe Young. He was in Mel Gibson's film Payback. I liked him in Bates with Jamie Foxx. He's been in quite a few stuff. Accident Man with Scott Adkins. That's a good movie. I forgot he was in Drag Me to Hell, that Sam Raimi film. But he had quite a few stuff throughout the years. He was in The Hurricane. Ocean's 13 he was in. Anyway. So it was cool to hear his voice. That was a nice surprise. But they're having this dinner at this restaurant, and anytime she sees fire, like cooking and stuff, she freezes up and she gets terrified. And he's like, "Oh, you alright? You alright?" But you see that from now on she has this bit of PTSD because of this fire and what happened. So now this is going to follow her for however long. I thought that was interesting because it gave a bit of a sad, sinister kind of edge to the end of the show. That things are not 100% hunky-dory. Which I'm sure is a phrase like hunky-dory. Hey, that old school phrase back in the day. Way back. But anyway. But I thought, okay, they gave a little bit to the end. I didn't expect And maybe to, oh, like pause a bit. Oh shit, you know. So nice little reaction for the viewer to have by the episode's end. But yeah, interesting villain with a cool outfit. The use of fire makes it a bit different from some of the other episodes. Mark Wolston did fine as Firefly. Some of the animation bits, like the again reflection of the girl on the villain's eyes and helmet. Batman's suit was really cool. Him being able to punch the guy's ass and able to take the flames. And like Firefly can't believe, what? That's impossible. It's Batman. It was a fun episode. Like I said, I do wish Batman inflicted a bit more like ice or other stuff to counteract Firefly's weaponry. A few other little bits here and there. But overall, this was a fun episode. I did like this one. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.